The province says it wants to alleviate gridlock on the 401. To do this, it is looking into building a traffic and transit tunnel under the highway. Lorenda Reddekopp joins us now from the 401 in Etobicoke. Lorenda, just confirming that we heard the Premier correctly this morning, the plan is to look into building a tunnel under the 401 right through the GTA?
That's right. It sounds unbelievable. This one sure did shock me, and I think a lot of us in the media, when we heard the Premier announce this. We're looking at the traffic on the 401. The Premier says he wants to do something about that, do something about the congestion that so many drivers are frustrated by. And so the Premier says that he is going to be starting a feasibility study, looking at the possibility of having a tunnel go under the 401 for both vehicle traffic and also transit. Now, he says this is just the beginnings of a feasibility study, but on the other hand, he said, yes, we're going to do this, we're going to build this. Here's a little bit more from the Premier.
We're tunneling experts now. We've tunneled kilometers and kilometers of subway, and this is not going to be any different. It will be one of the world's longest tunnels, one of them. Well, I don't think it's going to cost hundreds of billions, but in saying that, we're going to do a feasibility study, look at the cost, and see if we amortize it over a number of years. But it's something that you have to be a visionary. You have to look at the cost of $11 billion a year, what's costing our economy. Not to mention, how do you put time on people's lives that are stuck in traffic? They dread the 401, driving down the 401. They dread the Gardiner. People avoid going downtown because of the traffic right now. And we're going to do everything we can in our powers to make sure that we make life a lot easier and get goods from point A to point B in a rapid fashion.
And so the Premier says that they will be doing soil testing here. That sounds like that'll be the first step in this feasibility study. We don't have any idea in terms of cost just yet. And the government says that the feasibility study is being done internally, so no external costing just yet. One reporter did bring up the cost, exorbitant costs of just a small amount of tunneling that was done in Boston. And it ended up costing a lot of money. The Premier saying, as you heard, that it won't be that much. The other question is, is this visionary, as he said, or is it an outlandish idea? I was around City Hall when Premier Doug Ford was a councillor, and he brought up ideas like building a monorail or a giant Ferris wheel, ideas that in the end didn't go anywhere. So I sort of have those question marks. We are hearing some reaction already from the Green Party, which is saying that this just sort of covers up what the Ford government it's calling a failure when it comes to housing. There's some a study that just came out that the housing crisis is set to get worse in a few years.
Lorenda Reddekopp along the 401 with this new plan or feasibility study looking at tunneling under the 401. Thank you for this, Lorenda.